Oh, look at you. I know that look. That is called smug.
Absolutely damn right. I am so smug right now.
But can you just let it go? It's been 5 years since Lindsay predicted that the Hyundai Elantra would be a SA Car of the Year finalist.
Well, I can be smug because it not only was a finalist, it also won the 2012 Car of the Year. And actually Hyundai's got a lot to be smug about because their sales are just going fantastically. I mean, the Tucson is flying, the Elantra does well. They're really doing well in South Africa.
But here is the challenge. I mean, now that Hyundai have positioned themselves as a premium competitor, their product is quality, it's going to be really difficult for them to create that same wow factor that they had when this car won in 2012.
Absolutely. So let's see if Hyundai can be smug about the all-new Hyundai Elantra.
What I really love with Hyundai, obviously them going uptown, premium, they certainly have followed it through to the interior as well.
Absolutely, it is an improvement definitely on the old one. That's nasty blue is gone. But I mean, the great thing about the interior is all the spec you get inside it. And even from entry-level model, you're getting 6 airbags, you're getting ISOFIX, you're getting electric windows,
electric mirrors, cruise control,
alloys, 17-inch alloys. It's all brilliant. And the best thing is that you've now got this touch screen.
8-inch.
Yeah.
Something we can finally see, and obviously for some people who do not use their mobile phones, it does have a navigation on it. Standard. Which is great. But I think that is the biggest talking point. It changes this interior completely. But obviously also they've got all their USBs, they've got HDMI for connecting your iPhone, which is really great. Yep. Some changes that we noticed, because obviously we're in the top spec, the sport model, they've got that bottomed off steering wheel, yep. They've gone with an oxblood interior with some red stitching. But I think also significant, it's not only about the styling, they've also made some significant changes from a drive, handling and noise, vibration, harshness perspective. Absolutely. I mean, just for us, number one, because we're in the sport mode, we've got the drive selector, so I can go into eco, sports or normal, which is great.
Not that you'd want to drive it that way, because actually standard in the sport is, geez, you've got power. It's great power in this car.
It obviously just firms up the steering and makes the handling a little bit more dynamic in sport mode. But what's also nice is, which you don't have in the other models, it comes with a stability control system, which obviously you're going to need when you're pushing out 150 kilowatts, which is plenty.
The ride and handling of the car doesn't really match that sporty engine. You've now got this sporty engine that makes you feel like a racing driver, but with the handling of the car, it's not quite there yet.
Well, look, I mean, when you put it into sport mode, that is what is nice. I'm driving it now and throwing it through some bends. There has been an improvement. I mean, you can actually feel a noticeable change.
Really?
But
in the handling?
Yeah, in the handling. It really firms things up, and they've done a lot of work with that. In the sport, they've gone even further in terms of doing a different multi-link rear suspension independent. So they're pushing to get there. But the personality type of the driver in this car is going to be traffic light to traffic light, in-gear acceleration, and there's plenty of them.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. I mean, the sport we're driving is the top spec. You're paying an extra 50 grand over the one below it. It's worth it for the engine.
And the gearbox.
But don't expect the sporty drive. Yeah, gearbox is fabulous.
It's really, I think what I'd like to see, the 1.6 and the 2 litre, these are engines that have been around for a long time with the Koreans. I'd just like to see them filtering through the turbo into the lesser models, leave out some spec and rather provide this type of gearbox. I mean, I've noticed a difference just in terms of the quality of the ride and the interior. It's really good.
Yeah, overall very spacious, very comfortable and nice to drive.
I can see the screen. I don't know. What? Wow, that's my favorite actually.
So Marius, on a scale of 1 to 10 smugness, where do we think the Elantra sits?
I'm not going to be as bold as you and make any crazy predictions. What I will tell you though, I was always a bit of a Kia poster boy. Yes. I love their styling. Hyundai, too fussy, too busy with their fluidic design.
It was always more feminine in its appeal with all those curvy lines and things.
And
so yeah,
this is just way hotter. They simplified it. If you can make burgundy look hot, let me tell you, that is a work of art in itself. This car just grows on me from a styling perspective.
yeah,
it really is good.
It's certainly a looker. I think in terms of how it competes, I mean, you're looking at a Jetta and Corolla probably as its biggest competitors, and from a styling point of view, it's right up there.
What is interesting, obviously we're driving top spec, so it's got that 1.6 turbo engine. I don't think they're quite there from a dynamic feel perspective, but let's be honest, you're not really buying that car for this. What you're going to enjoy is the really good 7-speed dual clutch, which works really well, and there's a lot of power, way more power than any of the competitors, and way more specs. So that price at 400,000 actually seems pretty bang on target.
So I think in conclusion, this car deserves 8 smugs. I think it's a good evolution of the Elantra. Little bit more to go in terms of the drive, but yeah, good car.